Hey everybody. So I had promised myself and Ronaldo that I would do some solo dance music games that I own in my place and put those up as like Saturday singles or something. And that's not going to happen today. I had a weird work week and motivation problems and life. So that didn't happen yet. I'm still going to try to do that for the rest of Dance December. But in the meantime, I picked something up today. And I spit things out of my mouth because it's when I start talking to cameras that something stuck in my teeth decides to pop out. Anyway, if you look back there, you might see the R-Type 3 and Super R-Type collection from Retrobit that I did in kind of unboxing and just showing off what was in the collector's edition not too long ago. Well, I said in that they had done another special edition, really cool retro re-releasing of a physical game, and the store I got that from happened to get in a new copy of it. So here I have the Holy Diver collector's edition from Retrobit, and you'll notice it's in the exact same sort of really heavy-duty black box that the R-Type stuff came in. This is going to be just going to bust it open. We're going to take a quick look at it because why the heck not? It's going to be a very slapdash video. Sorry, probably not even going to be any editing because that would mean effort on my part, and I've been really bad about that lately. I'm going to try to fix that going into the new year. Use my, I almost said boxing knife, my box cutter, to cleanly slice this plastic off. And as you can see from the plastic coming off, I have not opened this thing. Let me just throw this plastic away in this Petite Ecolier chocolates box that's got a bunch of stuff from inside it that I shoved back in there after I ate the chocolate. Anyway, Holy Diver Collector's Edition. If you don't know this game, that wouldn't be too surprising. It was actually never released in the US originally. It's an NES title. And yes, it is named for the Dio song of Holy Diver. I think there's a bunch of other Dio references in it. The main character might even be called Dio. I don't remember at this point. I've never actually played Holy Diver myself. But the game was made by one of my favorite companies, the same company that makes R-Type. And getting the Holy Diver and R-Type license was probably just a bundle deal for Retrobit. I don't know. IREM. So that was why I picked it up, because IREM is a personal beloved of mine. Even though the game didn't hold any specifically special meaning to me, but from what I've seen of it and read of it, like, it's a really, really cool game. So let's pop this sucker open. Oh my God. These types of boxes, they're so much effort just to open them. And we start straight away with the Certificate of Authenticity Holy Diver Collector's Edition 1570 of 2900 limited editions. I like that it's a nice flat number, 1570. We didn't have a 1 digit in there that wasn't a 0. If it had been a 5, it would have been fine. Anything else would have set me off. I'm going to have to be very careful about where I set everything while I'm doing this. Next, and straight away after that, into, of course, the game box, which is very nicely, it's got the, I think that's the original cover art too. A very, very nice picture of presumably the Holy Diver, or whatever the character is supposed to be called. Let's read the back of it. The Demon King of the Underground Dark Empire has urtended darkness into the world? Extended. Oh, they're using a, like, really overly fancy font. Let me try that again. The Demon King of the Underground Dark Empire has extended darkness into the world. King Crimson, whose wisdom has guided the world of magic for generations, is weakened and has sent his 2 sons into hiding. Ranop? Ranoy? And Zack have been entrusted to the faithful servant Ozzy. And the three devote themselves to the cause of holy magic justice. That's really good. That should be an album name. Following Ozzy's passing, Ranoy? I'm going to go with Ranoy. Must embark on his solo journey to bring light back into the world. Only the son of the 16th Crimson Empire, Ronnie, can Oops, they didn't put an N on that can. Can find the royal coat of arms of the Crimson Battle Demons. Thus begins the legend of the Holy Magic King's justice. Ronnie, that's it. The Crimson Emperor, the 16th Crimson Emperor Ronnie, D.O. James Ronnie, if I'm getting that name right, is one of those references. And then there's some screenshots because it's, it's like a actual game box. And let's pop it open and pull out the cartridge so I can prove that I did not somehow fake all of this. I don't know why I would go to this much trouble. Faking the certificate would be, I mean, let's be honest, it would be more work than I'm willing to put into it. It's real. Alright, open up, open up, open up. Once again, get some use out of that chocolates box. Okay, now I have to be very careful. I really wish we'd come up with a better box design that doesn't require these smushing the bending that part of the box like that, because that drives me crazy. And I was expecting that to be a whole tray. That was weird. Alright, there we go. Oh, yes. And like I said, it's an NES game, so it is a nice, black, crisp, nice new NES cartridge. That is freaking beautiful. And it's got a picture of our man, Renoy. Is it also supposed to be pronounced Ronnie? I just thought of that. I have no idea. I'm not even sure if the letter on the end is supposed to be a Y. I think it is. Is that it seems like it's the same font as the Y in the title. Anyway. And there is... Oh, come on. Hey, a little game manual with that same really nice artwork on the front. And it even opens up and it has pages and everything. Like a good old-fashioned one, too, where it's like, oh, here's the magic spells and... here's the enemy, like, items, and we listed enemies for some reason. I always loved when old manuals would do that, and they list, like, here's enemies in the game. And they didn't tell you anything about them. They just like, yep, these sure are enemies in the game. And it comes with one of those, if you owned NES games, especially back in the day, I'm sure you recognize this dust protector. I actually have a bunch of these. Well, I say a bunch. I have a small handful of these that some of my NES games are in. Actually, I think all my Mega Man games are in these, including I have some that are actually branded Nintendo, which is fantastic. This one's a bit cheaper than the ones I own. You can actually see the fold-in points on the side there, but still, that is super appreciated because, of course, a physical copy of something can get dusty and it can break and things that are not good. So protecting them is a very good thing. So we appreciate that they understand that, a collector's edition should come with things to protect your collection. Alright, what's up next? We have the Holy Grail. At the bottom it says, take it easy, start plus BA. You see that down there? That's the problem with using a camera that's locked into one position. Alright, come on, baby. Come on, whoa. Oh, there we go, okay. So oh man, what is this thing? Oh, wow. That is that's a lot better than the... I wish I'd gotten something like this with the R-Type thing. This really nice, big, hefty, what is this, fig pin. So it's like an enamel, like an oversized enamel pin. Yeah, there's even the pin, like, holder piece in the back there. Oh, man, that is hefty. That is like, that would display very nicely on a shelf of interesting items. Referencing another YouTuber there. One who has, like, millions of followers, so, you might have heard of him. And then a normal, the same sort of pin we got with the R-Type collection there. It just says Holy Diver. It's not the character, which is kind of nice, because it would have been a little lame if this and this had just been the character instead of getting something, that actually was a bit different. So having the Holy Diver logo as a pin is also quite nice. And what else is in here? Oh, yes. Again, just like, I'll do that last. We've got a thing, power... It says Holy Diver on the front of this envelope here, and on the back it just says power-ups. And I believe this is going to have stickers? Stickers. Because what self-respecting person who lived through the 90s doesn't want stickers that they're never going to put on anything, because then you have to take them off of this and it's weird. Like, keeping them on here is just so much more eternal. And, oh, some very nice cards with some very nice art on them. And if I can do this so that it's an evenly dispersed shot, there's good equality to this shot. Anyway. Then we put these very, very carefully back in the envelope. And by very, very carefully, I mean very, very carefully, because I do not want anything to get bent. I would be very, very mad at myself if that happened. And we'll put you in there. Okay. Goes slowly because it goes carefully. And a Holy Diver. I believe this is just a notebook. The R-Type collection came with this as well. You take that off, and indeed, it is just a notebook. So instead of a notebook in which you write someone's name and they die, it's a notebook where I can write things in and nothing happens because this is real life, but I could pretend that it has to do with Holy Magic Justice. Which is great, because that's a really cool line that I said should be an album name, and I still think it should be. 2 minutes later. That was everything. So yeah, that was everything in the collection. I'm like actually pretty blown away by this fig pin. I'm a little disappointed now that the R-Type didn't come with this fig pin, with some sort of figure pin like this, because that's really nice. I am not opening that. Normally, I'm not the type of person who will not open things that he gets. Like, I won't buy some retro game still sealed and then not open it, because I don't buy a game to not play it. In fact, I only own one sealed game, and that's because I already own other copies of that game. But the sealed copy is for a kind of special console that it's not easy to get a hold of that copy, and it was sealed, and I was like, hey, I don't need to open this because I can play the game normally, so maybe I can show that off sometime. I don't know if people care. And now I'm going to very, very carefully put this back very carefully. Oh god. Enjoy this part of the video where I be a collector who does not want something getting damaged. There we go. I am never taking that out again. That is way harder to take out than the one in the R-Type collection. Actually, that's a lie. I'll end up taking it out one more time for something else, but yeah, Holy Diver. I would take the cartridge out again, but I don't want to waste your time. I just kind of want to touch it and rub it like all over my face and possibly my nipples. I don't know. Fresh, new, like old cartridges like that I love it a lot. So, yes, that was... I'll get it all put back together here in this very nice... I mentioned it before, these boxes that they do are very, very nice. I love when you get these really, really super solid boxes. Yeah, that was the Holy Diver collection from Retrobit. Collector's edition, sorry, from Retrobit. Properly licensed game, as I mentioned in the R-Type thing. This is not just them going, oh, we can get away with this, or something. Like, they actually legit got the license, so it is a proper release. It's not some, illegitimate, what do you call them, like repro games these days are unfortunately not exactly legitimate, because the people creating the reproduction cartridges don't actually have a license for those games, but it exists in a kind of weird gray area. But yeah, I said in that video, and I want to say again in this video, like, supporting this sort of stuff is what to support for a future of preservation of retro stuff, and especially things like this, where, again, this never got released in the US, and now it has been. Like, this has been officially released in the US. It's in English and everything, which is absolutely phenomenal. And of course, you know, getting copies of that game before would have been extremely difficult. Getting copies of R-Type 3 in particular, it's expensive and it's hard to find. So doing this opens that up a lot more. And because they do the cartridges in like kind of weird colors, apparently the first 1,000 of these Holy Diver Collector's Editions were actually a white cartridge rather than a black one. Although personally, I think I like having the black cartridge because then it matches with the black cartridge from the R-Type thing. But yeah, that was the Holy Diver Collector's Edition unboxing video thingy-majig doodle-what's it. And I don't know, if anybody ever actually started responding to these and commenting stuff, I would have no complaints whatever about being requested to show off more of my game collection or something. I love talking about my game collection, and I got a bunch of big box crap. And by big box, I don't mean like old PC big box stuff. I mean like collector's editions that come in, you know, big old boxes and shit like that. So, all right, everybody, have a good Dance-cember. That's not going to make any sense if people watch this video later.